Okay, our Netflix experts, Ayao, Elijah, and Brian. You guys are ready?
So Netflix is the standard that all streaming services are measured against. They did $6.7 billion in revenue last year. They grew their users by 30% year over year, and they have over 77 million subscribers worldwide.
Right now, 32 million of those subscribers are international, but last year Netflix launched in over 130 countries. So their international expansion is actually slated to grow at a huge pace over the next several years, essentially putting them in almost every country in the world.
You know, they just announced in their earnings report that their international expectations are actually very low for the next quarter. Is there a reason for that?
They're still going to add 2 million subscribers over the next quarter just in the international markets alone.
That's down substantially from the pace that they've been on, which has been 5 to 7 million subscribers every quarter. What's causing this slowdown?
There's nothing wrong with their international growth. They're actually growing a lot, and they're supposed to grow 2 million, and then they're actually going to ramp up after that.
So let's talk a little bit about the competition. One of the things that concerns me is one of the reasons why Netflix was successful is they had closer arrangements with the TV companies to get all their reruns and shows, like Breaking Bad, for example, and it really helped them build. But now those same networks are holding back the content, putting it on their own streaming services. Many of the movies and such also have agreements with HBO and other streaming services. So there are now so many streaming services. How are they going to compete in this environment?
That's exactly why they're creating their original content.
To be more specific, I think we should focus on a few names. Obviously, Amazon Prime, Hulu, maybe even YouTube being kind of the what I see the main competitors that they have. So what do you guys, how do you guys compare Netflix to those companies?
So let me use Hulu as your example. I mean, they're a direct competitor. It's $12 a month for a subscription and not have commercials. But Hulu gets most of their content from some of the main networks. And I think my argument is people don't want to see that anymore. They don't want to see the main programming.
Hulu's doing really well.
People don't want to see Seinfeld and Friends.
They want to see more edgy entertainment.
HBO. I mean, Hulu has deals with HBO. And
the original content.
I heard that Hulu's doing phenomenally. I mean,
people care about good content.
I mean, Hulu's original content is actually not very good. So if we're using them as an example, they don't really have any hit shows on Hulu. And much like HBO used to be a company that, you had movies on, and then if they went into original content, that's what Netflix evolved as well. They had shows from other companies.
But everybody's making original content.
Are you going to cancel your Netflix with all the other streaming services?
I pay for every service possible, so I'm not the example.
But let's
say for 2 or 3 different music services.
I think that's the argument that you guys should be making.
Right, absolutely. It is the argument.
Why not keep Netflix and Hulu?
That's
right. It's $20, $22 a month. Is that really going to break the bank compared to the $80 bill that you get from your
cable and Netflix bank is so much bigger of content and better content, and they're still cheaper significantly than Hulu. So why would I even have to choose one
on Netflix? I mean, let's be real.
There absolutely is.
I look through it. I look through it every night, and I can't find stuff to watch on it because I've seen it.
You've seen all
millions
of it.
and millions.
Maybe you watch too much TV, right?
No. I watch it. What show should I watch
Just because you want to go home and watch Blacklist doesn't mean everybody else does.
Schmidt, I mean, what do you want me to watch on this?
But going back to the point,
I have some taste.
If I had to cancel any one of my subscriptions, Netflix would be last on my list.
All right, guys, I think that was a good presentation. I think there's a lot of competitive pressures. I think there's a lot of risk in the business model, but I do think that they have great potential to execute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.